Have you ever wondered why some men are remembered long after they're gone, while others fade instantly? It's not about flowers, sweet words, or constant attention. It's about presence. It's about silence. It's about becoming a man whose absence speaks louder than another man's noise. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are disciplined, your presence carries weight and she feels it even when you're not around." Most men try too hard. They explain, reply instantly, and check in constantly. Predictability kills tension. A man who is always available leaves no mystery. Without mystery, there's no attraction. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When you let go of the need for approval, you reclaim freedom. That's when she starts craving your presence. If she expects you to text every morning, stop. Let silence speak. Imagine music without pause. It becomes noise. With pauses, it becomes rhythm. Your silence makes her wonder, why isn't he chasing me? That wonder is the beginning of obsession. Don't explain why you're busy. Just be busy. Don't announce your plans. Move with calm purpose. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. If you beg for attention, you waste life. Focus on purpose and discipline you, become unforgettable. Next time you see her, don't rush into compliments. Hold her gaze. Let silence create pressure. Presence isn't what you say. It's the weight you carry. When she can't explain you, you sink deeper into her mind. Your goal isn't to be comfortable or her pillow. Your goal is to be remembered. Like fire, you warm those who come close, but you burn those who take you for granted." Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Detach, create space, and watch how her mind fills it with thoughts of you." Most men believe they leave a mark by what they give: affection, constant presence. But the truth is the opposite. Impact doesn't come from what you add. It comes from what you take away. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Sometimes the most powerful move is silence, absence, restraint. Imagine this. She opens up, shares something deep. You hold her gaze. You listen without judgment. Then you step back 24 to 48 hours of calm silence. No explanation. No apology. Suddenly, she is left with the weight of her own thoughts. That gap forces her mind to replay everything you said, everything she felt. Seneca reminds us, silence is a lesson learned through life's many sufferings. Your silence isn't neglect. It is strategy. It is presence without words, creating tension that lingers. Tell a story that touches her emotions about pain, loss, or a personal struggle. Then stop halfway. Smile. Say, "Never mind." Walk away. You've planted a seed. Her mind will replay that unfinished story again and again. Epictetus said, "Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself. By leaving things unresolved, you reveal strength." You show you're not desperate to be understood. You let her imagination do the work. Flowers fade. Sweet words vanish. But a scar whether of pain or mystery remains. The man who can offer emotional closeness and then disappear without resentment leaves a permanent mark. Think of a song that ends too soon, leaving you craving more. That's what you become, the unfinished melody she cannot forget. You don't create obsession by flooding her with attention. You create it by offering depth, then stepping back, letting her chase the meaning. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Do not be like other men who beg for validation. Be the man whose silence echoes louder than their words." Own the room. Every man walks into a room. Few truly own it. Presence is not about chasing attention, but becoming the attention itself. When you enter, stand tall, shoulders back, steady eyes, move slowly. Speak less. Let the silence do the work. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. You don't need to prove yourself. You embody it. Be the emotional anchor when she is nervous. You remain calm. When she is loud, you lower your voice. You don't mirror her chaos, you anchor it. That is power. That is influence. Think of a storm. Most men are swept away by the wind. But the Stoic man is the rock unmoved. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By mastering your own energy, you control the energy of the room. Control the frame, speak slower than you normally would. Drop your tone slightly. Pause mid-sentence. That rhythm commands attention. People lean in, waiting for your next word. Even waiters, friends, strangers will feel it when you practice daily. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free. Brave men don't rush to fill silence. They let silence serve them." Detach physically, not just emotionally. Don't lean forward, begging for connection. Sit back, take your space. Let her lean toward you. When conflict rises, don't argue emotionally. Hold your silence. A calm man in the middle of chaos becomes unforgettable. Think of the king versus the jester. The jester shouts to be noticed. The king speaks few words, but each one carries weight. Closing thought, your movements must be intentional. Stillness can be louder than words. A disciplined posture, a calm tone, a steady gaze, these burn into her memory more than jokes or flattery ever could. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best answer to anger is silence. Let your stillness speak. Let your presence carve itself into her subconscious. That is how you become unforgettable." The power of unpredictability. If she can fully predict you, she will never fully desire you. The mind craves mystery, not routine. The men who are always available, always stable, always eager, they fade from memory. But the man who is unpredictable, he lingers. Marcus Aurelius said, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." In the same way, reject the urge to be predictable. Stop giving her the script she expects. Controlled volatility. This doesn't mean chaos or cruelty. It means controlled shifts. One day you're deeply engaged, the next you're distant. One evening you surprise her with laughter, the next you fall silent and reflective. Like the weather, you carry seasons inside you, and each change keeps her intrigued. Seneca wrote, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable by choosing when to give and when to withhold." You show mastery over yourself, not dependence on her approval. Break the pattern, don't broadcast your intentions. Cancel plans once in a while. Say calmly, "I need some time to think," and leave it there. Let her imagination fill the silence. That tension becomes the glue that binds her thoughts to you. Think of a cliffhanger at the end of a story. You cannot stop thinking about what comes next. You become that cliffhanger. Closing thought, a storm doesn't ask permission before it arrives. It comes, changes the air, and leaves everything different. You must become that storm calm one day, intense the next, never fully safe, never fully predictable. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Be the man who brings his own rhythm, his own fire, his own silence. That is how you leave a mark that cannot be erased. Moments that tattoo the mind. A woman won't remember every word you say, but she will remember how she felt in your presence. Your task isn't to impress, it's to stir something unforgettable. Marcus Aurelius said, "The memory of everything is very short-lived, yet emotions tied to those memories live much longer." If you want to stay in her mind, give her feelings she cannot ignore. Create emotional impact. Most men play it safe. They try to be liked, not remembered. But safe men are forgotten. The Stoic man creates tension, depth, and variety. He makes her laugh, then pause. He offers comfort, then withdraws. Think of a powerful song that moves you because it shifts from calm to intensity, from silence to crescendo. Your presence must carry the same rhythm. Seneca wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage, to show emotion without fear. Then step back in silence requires courage, and that courage leaves a mark." The open loop share a story that is personal, vulnerable, but stop before the ending. Leave her with a gap-an, unfinished melody her mind cannot stop replaying. That craving is the beginning of obsession. Epictetus said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When you leave space for imagination, her thoughts magnify your presence beyond what you actually gave. Closing thought, you don't need grand gestures. You need moments that live inside her long after you're gone. Make her feel alive, then step back. Be the man who awakens something rare, then disappears into silence. Like a scar may not be seen every day, but it never fades. That is how you become unforgettable. Become the mystery she can't solve. When she can label you, she can control you. But when you remain a mystery, you dominate her thoughts. She will think of you not because of what you gave, but because of what you withheld. Marcus Aurelius said, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Calm detachment makes you rare. Rare men are unforgettable." The power of contradiction, warmth and restraint, closeness and distance, combine them. One moment you open the door to her heart. The next, you let silence answer her questions. This balance creates a storm in her subconscious, a storm that lingers long after you've left. Seneca wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Don't reveal everything. Give enough to spark desire, but never enough to satisfy her curiosity. Resist being understood when she says, 'I don't get you.' Simply smile and reply, 'Good, you don't owe her clarity. You owe her an experience.' By resisting full exposure, you become the untold chapter, the unfinished story her mind can't release. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. A man who doesn't need validation is untouchable. He is not another story. He is the unanswered question." Closing thought, most men talk endlessly to be remembered. The Stoic man moves in silence, and that silence becomes her favorite noise. Like an echo, you remain even when you're gone. Not on her body, but in her mind. That is how you stop being just a memory and become part of her mental architecture.